Yeah.
And then so we'll wait for some people to come on.
Yeah, and hopefully, because I know I sent it to a couple of people. My
Sure.
husband unfortunately can't join right now. He had something to do, but I did reach out to some people, so hopefully they can join.
Sure. That people are going to start commenting. Friends, as you come on, comment. Don't hesitate to drop your information in the comments
Right.
so we can support each other. It's really important. You know, community is important. And I want to say welcome to a Reseller's Passion YouTube channel. I am here today with Terry. She's evolving always. And as more people come on, I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I want to see more people. There we go. There's the flipping gals. Is that Marina or Michelle or both? So as the friends start coming on, there's reseller Wendy. Hello, hello. Don't be shy. I can see the numbers, but I only see a couple people who comment. As you come on, just say hello. You don't even have to get deep into the conversation. And as we go into the conversation, if you have a question for either one of us at any time, please type it in the comments and I'll try to get to as many as I can. Janice Marie, hello. Hey, Marina. Michelle will come on later. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, we're going to let just a couple more people come on. I just really want to tell people I'm so thankful that you jump on. Thomas and I were on last night. Hey, Angela. And then I'll be on again tomorrow. And I appreciate you taking time with me. I'm hoping that I'm bringing content that um, people enjoy. So you know Janice Marie down there. She's saying hi
Oh,
to you.
Janice! Love her.
Yes, yes. So definitely. Okay.
She really
So we're
is.
going to get started. People will start joining us. I gave a shout out to my group. So Terry, tell everyone, introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Terry Dupree. I'm evolving always for Poshmark people out there. Probably everybody knows me as far as that goes. I joined Poshmark probably in 2014, but didn't really get heavily involved until like mid 2015. And I really am thankful to Poshmark because obviously, because of Poshmark, it just made me say, you know what, I'm leaving corporate America.
Mm.
And I did. But I had a great opportunity to leave. So I took a really great severance package. They were actually offering it to people that wanted to leave early. I decided to do that. It was for me. They weren't happy about me leaving, but I was happy. I was like,
Someone is commenting they can't hear you. Check your
oh,
volume.
okay, let's
Stop
see.
being a troublemaker, Janice. Hey, Michelle. Everyone, how's everyone doing today? It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day.
Can you hear me, Leslie?
I can hear you.
Okay. How about
So,
everybody
how
else?
about you had some earbuds in earlier? Want to see if they work for you
Yeah.
to bring your
Uh-huh.
volume up?
And if everybody else can hear me or no?
Leslie loud, Terry not. That's Janice being a troublemaker. Yes, we.
Oh,
And then the flipping gal said, yes, they can hear you. Janice, maybe I think we're showing our age. No, don't beat me up, Janice. No, but you are lower than I am. But at any time, if you do want to put on earbuds, if you have them, if they
yeah.
work as a mic, okay. So we'll
Uh-huh.
talk. She says I can manage. So we'll talk a little bit more. Go ahead. Finish introduce yourself. 2015. You really got involved with Poshmark and were able to leave corporate
So
America. I love
basically,
that.
yeah, I decided to leave. I was lucky enough to get a severance package and I put some money in a savings account. Well, actually, it was a Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm.
I had my 401k to another account, basically another Roth IRA. And what I noticed after a month was, even though, I'm not going to get into the figures, but let's just put it to you this way, the interest was next to nothing. And so I was like, how do people grow their account? I said, I have X amount and this is the interest. So that's when I said, no, I've got to do something different. And, I have been doing some investing previously. Janice, how am I doing? Can you hear me? Anyway, so I had been doing some investing previously when I was working with the company using stocks, but at that point I said I've got to take it seriously because I really want to grow my money. I want my money to work for me. And so
Right.
even though I didn't know what I was doing, I just started investing. I
Nice.
said because it's got to be better than these few cents I'm getting off the money that I have an account right now. So that was
Great.
kind of one why I got into investing.
Okay. Well, that's really exciting. Yeah. Yeah, you have a little feedback other than that. It's really exciting. So what I want you to tell us is a little bit about like what is the stock market for people who don't know what that is and why should they be interested in it?
Yeah, in pretty much layman terms, the stock market just holds companies that they're selling stock to get money to invest back into their company, and you benefit from it by buying stocks. You own a piece of that company. So to give you an example, let's use Beyond Meat for example. So Beyond Meat was one of those companies that got into the stock market. I want to say last year, but is everybody familiar with Beyond Meat? You hear me
Anybody
now?
familiar with Beyond Meat?
Okay. So the company was doing well, but obviously they wanted to add more to their bottom line. They wanted to add more to do more things. And so they became an IPO. And so they're actually out on the stock market in New York Stock Exchange. And they are doing well. But I use that as an example because I know I'm sure people have heard of Beyond Meat.
Mhm.
And it's just about the company a lot of times decides to go public because even though there's a lot of rules and regulations behind it, most of the time a company will go public because they want more money to put back in their company to do more things, to advance basically. And
Yeah,
then,
that
go ahead, I'm
no, go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
And so then, of course, we can benefit because we can kind of tag along by, buying a piece of it and making some money off of it as they hopefully succeed, which is what we want.
Yeah. So everyone's probably going like, I'm just a regular person. As a regular person, which would you suggest that I do? Where should I start if I want to invest in the stock market?
Okay, knowledge is power. Um, One thing I do recommend doing is there's a book. I'm gonna pull it up because it's from audiobook by Motley Fool, and it's actually a little outdated. So when it talks about stocks, it's actually going to be talking about what happened with the stock back when.
Mhm.
You'll hear the dates on it. But the reason why I recommend everybody listen to this one, it is a great. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to show you the cover. Hold on for a second. Okay. Can everybody see this cover? Or I'm probably not doing that good. What about now?
You see, tilt it down a little bit. Let's see. Tilt it
Down.
down. Tilt it down. Yeah, back is better. Yeah, back is better. Keep going back. I saw it a little bit. I can see it a little bit. So what's the full title of it?
The title is The Motley Fool, but it's called $1 Million Portfolio.
Okay.
So I mean, don't let the name kind of like, I guess, get you nervous or anything. The reason why I like this book is it kind of breaks things down from a person that doesn't know much about investing. It gets into the whys, and then they do start talking about certain companies and what to look for when you start investing in companies. And they really broke it down really well. So I highly recommend it. Just get the audiobook.
Okay.
And the other reason you want to get an audio book too is because I'm sure a lot of these people online right now are very busy.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen to audiobook and listening to it at fast pace because you'll be surprised how much information you retain at a fast pace, more so than if they're talking slowly, believe it or not. So I do recommend that. It's a good listen to, and they'll kind of give you like some basics of what you need to look for.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll give you a quick summary right now.
Mm-hmm.
Companies, if you are wanting to invest, decide what type of investor you want to be. If you're
Mm-hmm.
new to investing, I personally recommend being conservative and thinking long term because you're new. So you don't have like all of the technical savvy, um, all of that kind of stuff that someone has been doing it for a while. And that can come, but just work yourself up. The important thing is getting started. And y'all know about that, just like y'all are doing in your business right now. You had to get started. Investing's the same way. So just getting started. And with that being said, pick some tried and true companies. Okay. So is everybody able to get on their cell phone by chance? Obviously, if you're looking at YouTube on your cell phone, then possibly not, depending on what type of YouTube you have. But let's say if you're on your iPad or on your laptop and you have your phone to the side, I would like y'all to pull up Yahoo Finance in the App Store. So let me know if y'all can do that. If y'all can't, I understand. I think you can see it, Leslie, because I won't be able to see the comments from where I am. Does anybody say that they can or pull it up?
I think Janice says yes.
Okay, excellent. So if you don't have it installed, and you probably don't, Janice, when you get an opportunity, install it. I don't know, trying to get it. Kind of looks like this.
Yep, I see it.
Okay. The reason why this is a good tool for you is because let's say you want to think about a company. So we'll talk about Microsoft for example. Microsoft
Mhm.
has been around for a very long time. That's like a small graph of Microsoft right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Okay.
I can see it. Yep.
So if you have this app, it's very simple. It would actually show you that what I just showed you, and it shows you what it looked like in a year. And then you can click on a tab that says 5 years. And I want y'all to look at that. I
Wow.
think y'all that graph from here. You see how it went
Yeah,
up?
definitely.
Very easy, right? And then you can just go to the side and you can kind of see the company's
Right.
finance. So you see those green bars right there, the revenue. This is
Wow.
a really great company.
Wow.
Okay. It shows everything, revenue and earnings. This is an example. I'm not going to stay into that too long, so I'm going to bore y'all to death on that. But basically, that's kind of what you want to do. Think about
Hmm.
companies that are good because you're new to investing, and think long term more so.
Yeah.
So these are companies that you can actually grow your portfolio with to start off with.
Nice.
And so, did anybody have any questions before I go further?
Does anybody have any questions? First, tell me who is here. Is anyone? It's come on now. Tell your friends all about it. Who is here? Can everyone hear us? So I went from here, HERE, to here, HEAR. Let's not get those two confused.
That was actually pretty good,
Raise
love.
your hand if you're here, and if you have any questions. I'm jotting notes as we go. It's a lot of valuable information, and this is the perfect time, because I don't know if Terry can tell us what does she forecast. Are there any forecasts of what's to come after we live through? There's my husband. It's crazy.
Well, I'll go ahead and say this. This really is an interesting time because, as you can see, when I want to say March the 16th or possibly the 19th hit, the stocks took a huge dip.
Hmm.
I'll give you an example. Wayfair. Who uses Wayfair? Anybody
I
use
don't, but I'm familiar with Wayfair. That's
Okay.
now you got the song in my head.
And basically, Wayfair is just an app you can go online and order stuff for your home. You know,
Mhm.
really neat stuff. I personally did not use Wayfair. Okay,
Mhm.
wish I had, and I'll tell you why later.
Mhm.
But so Wayfair was initially before, I guess we call it the pandemic crash. I'll call it the pandemic crash. Before the crash, they were around 70 something dollars a share. I think it was around 75. The crash happened, they went down to $21 a share.
Wow.
People that were up on Wayfair, some of my stock sisters, which they didn't say anything about this until later, but anyway, they bought in when it was 20 something. That stock just last week went up to $181 a share.
Wow.
So if you just, for example, bought 10 shares, that was $210, and then it went up to $180 a share. You're talking like close to $3,000 that
Nice.
you pay, you know. So there's a lot of that happening. And sometimes you don't necessarily think about it. Like I said, I hadn't used Wayfair, so that's one of the
Mhm.
reasons why I hadn't thought about it. There's a couple people that missed out on it ride. Another one, kind of similar, was Carvana. Who's heard of Carvana? Carvana had went down to the 20s, and I think by last week they were up to $115 a share.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're talking a very short period of time. People like flip their money. So I mean, you have a lot of that happening, but you want to be in the stock market at all times because, believe it or not, you can make money at all times.
Mm.
Especially the more you learn. The more you learn about the stock market, you'll learn that you can make just as much money in the down times as which is what's happening right now. So as far as the future goes, I I don't know what y'all think, but me personally, I kind of think we're in like a new world order. I think like a lot of companies are gearing up to, they're changing. We have some companies that probably won't even reopen. We already know that. So we've got that happening. So me personally, if you're a new investor, I really think kind of really think about the tried and true. What's the tried and true? Let's face it, your Microsoft, your Apple, they're doing well. They didn't really get impacted that much. Um, your Facebook, your Amazon, a lot of your tech stocks are doing really well. Tesla, like I said, and we're talking about Wayfair as I'm speaking. The reason why
Right.
Wayfair, well, people are buying their home stuff.
Right.
Carvana, just a lot of your tech stock, they're doing really well.
Okay. So
So just
Janice Marie has a question for you right there.
sure. I can't see it, but oh, do you trade? Okay, I got it now. I used to, Janice. Back in the day when I was in corporate America, that's how I bought my stock options was
Hmm.
trade, and so I was with them. I stopped using E Trade. I use like a lot of different platforms. I use Fidelity. Probably some people are familiar with that because maybe
Hmm.
they was with
Yeah,
it.
from that. Yep.
Yeah, so obviously that was how I got attracted to Fidelity. And one thing I'm gonna give about Fidelity is if you're looking for something, Fidelity probably has the best customer service of all formats. So, and that might be important if you're a new investor, because they have exceptional customer service. And thanks to some other companies I'm about to mention, they now have zero commission. So that's
Mm.
plus. That's the other reason why it's a great time to actually get in the stock market. You're not paying commission fees. Back like when I was started, I had to pay commission fees every time I bought and shares. So you don't have that anymore. It's
Nice.
another thing to think about. So does anybody else have a question before I move on?
Yeah, my husband has a question. Thomas Tucker Jr. is my husband.
Yeah, I do. I- and I'm glad you asked
Yeah.
that because that's an important question he asked. He was asking if you had any debt. I don't know if anybody else might not have missed that question, but it's important because some people will be like, well, I'm not going to invest because I want to pay off my debt. Well, depending on your debt, that might take 5, 6, 7, 10 years. All during the time you could have been making money. Y'all remember what I just showed you with Microsoft? Y'all show how Microsoft went up in that
Hmm.
5 years. That's a lot of time. So you really want to be paying off your debt and investing at the same time. So yeah, I do both. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Does anyone else have any other questions? Keep them coming. I'm pretty sure there's a lot that you can learn for your individual needs.
So while we're waiting for something to come in, I'm going to tell you some other apps.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of just cool apps that are right. Hold on, I'm trying to get off of this. I wanted to show y'all something. Got too much stuff on my phone right now. So let me start off with Robinhood. Has anybody heard of Robinhood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You really want to thank Robinhood. So even though Robinhood does not have the customer service that Fidelity has, let's face it, Fidelity's been doing it for a way lot longer. The reason why I'll always have love for Robinhood is because of Robinhood. Robinhood basically forced other brokerage firms to stop charging fees. So TD Ameritrade, which I had an
Hmm.
account there, they had to stop charging fees. E Trade no longer charges fees.
Hmm.
All of them had to stop, and this all happened in a year because so many millennials were using Robinhood because I'm like, hey, I don't want to pay fees. I want to buy
Hmm.
these stocks, but I want to pay fees.
Right.
So and Robinhood did that.
Hmm.
So with them, they started a trend that really worked out for us, which, like I said, is one of the best times to really get into investing, and it's so simple to do now. The thing I want to tell y'all really quick is about Webull.
Hmm.
Hold on, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's all it is we as in WE and Bull, Bull. It's an app that you can get on. Now, if any of these that you want to for me to refer you, I can, and I'll tell you why. But even if you don't, that's fine. But I did want to tell you this. Let's say you do decide to do a Webull account. Webull's doing a thing right now where they'll give you 4 free stocks for every referral.
Nice.
And
So what I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. So when we're finished talking, send me a DM and I'll put all of that in the comments so that people can
okay, that
come
sounds
back and they can go to all the apps.
yeah, I sure will. So yeah, Webull is actually doing that, and I wasn't this lucky. I mean, I still got some free shares, but one of my friends actually got a free share of Apple. They're
Nice.
very variety.
Nice.
So yeah, Robinhood also will give you a free stock. They don't give you four, but they will give you a free stock, and it could be anywhere from Apple or anything, or it could be a small one. Look at maybe a small one, but look at it this way: free is free. I'm gonna tell you how impactful this is. I have a stock sister, and I'll tell you about this group in a second. But
Mhm.
she set up a Robinhood account. She never put any money in Robinhood. She just kept referring people
Mhm.
until she got $500. Because once you get
Nice.
$500,
Yeah.
they'll cap you.
Yeah.
So she had $500 from Robinhood just for referring of
Nice.
stocks. So that's awesome. So I learned a lot of great things when I joined this group called Stocks and Stilettos. And if y'all follow my stories, y'all probably see times where I'll tag them. This is a group for the ladies, obviously, but I do have one for the men, so I'll make sure my husband gets a hold of that. Okay. But this is kind of for the ladies. It's called Stocks and Stilettos. It's the wonderful founder Cassandra Cummins actually set it up. A lot of people, and I'm telling you right now, you can just go on there and see so much great information all the.
Nice.
And I recommend that as a
Nice.
new investor, join investment groups because it's only going to help you. It's only going to help you. Take time to do that instead of taking time to look at a goofy video. Pull up that investment site and learn some information. You'll
Nice.
thank me for it later. So
Okay.
I was telling you about Webull. I've told you about Robinhood. It's another great site. Another site that I'm actually in love with, and I'm going to pull up for you now. Another app. This company has changed so much. It's incredible. I mainly joined them a while back because they really dealt with ETFs. ETFs basically they're like stock, but basically they have like a lot of companies that you make money off of. So, but what happened is this company, and it's called Stash. Y'all probably have seen me talk about this in stories too. If you look at my stories sometime, I talk about Stash all the time.
Mhm.
Stash. Um, go home for a second. But I recommend that and when I say stash, it's just STASH. So think of cash stash. You're stashing your cash. And the reason why you want to do stash is that the reason why I love stash, of course, you don't pay any fees for buying stock. That same thing there. The other neat thing about stash is you can buy fractional shares. Now, a lot of other companies do fractional shares too. So Fidelity does fractional shares. I'll explain fractional shares more in a minute. Robinhood does fractional shares. There's quite a few now that do offer fractional shares, and I'll talk about it. Well, I'll go ahead and mention it now.
Mhm.
That may want to know what fractional shares are. Basically, all it means, let's say you want to own Amazon. Well, we know Amazon is like $2,500 a share. So you might not want to be able to drop $2,500 a share. It's okay. You still can own a company, just pay what you can.
Mhm.
And it's called a fractional share. So anyway, the reason why I really love Stash though is you can set up a checking account. It's my handy dandy card. It's I
Mhm.
so I'll show that. It's a really heavy card, so you can like hurt somebody with this card. Anyway, you can set up an account, and every time you spend, they actually give you a fractional share on your spending. It's a percentage.
Okay.
So, and even if the company is not publicly traded, example, Chick-fil-A is not publicly traded,
Yeah.
but you'll still get a fractional share. They'll just give you an ETF of companies that are similar to Chick-fil-A, and you'll get an ETF of that, like a fractional share of that. The other thing that Stash is doing is they're literally, and they've been doing this since March, I guess since basically the pandemic, I guess to make people, hold on for a second. Is it a good time to pull your money out of the stock market? It's never a good time to pull your money out of the stock market. Never, never. So basically, when the stock market went down, and it did, like when the crash first happened, yeah, I was looking pretty sad, but I didn't concern myself with it because I mean I knew what was going on. And to give you in I would say probably 3 weeks time period, my portfolio basically went back to where it was. And
Nice.
then I started investing more. And people that
Nice.
investing, they were investing more because they were buying stocks that had went down a lot lower and they could actually afford to get them. Because another thing you want to do as an investor too is get stocks while they're on sale. You do
Yeah.
not buy a stock while it's at its all-time high. So even let's take Amazon for example. I think Amazon, I want to make sure I'm telling you correctly. Bear with me for 1 second. One, I think it might have reached its all-time high again today. Let me check really quick. Okay. Let's see. Amazon. So Amazon, yeah, it went to 2,500 today. So that's the all-time high. So if you're a new investor, you don't want to buy in there. Even if you're doing a fractional share, you don't want to buy in there.
Yeah.
You want to, and trust me, it's going to dip again. All stocks dip again. So don't buy it like the all-time high. Wait, be patient on it. Okay. I don't do too much mutual funds. I don't do too much on that. So I apologize that I can't give too much feedback on that. So
So
sorry.
for people, so for the flipping gals, Marina and Michelle, who asked the question,
Uh-huh.
would you pull your stock out? When do you? For people, you're teaching us that we're learning a lot of information. So what is the best time? Like how long do you leave your money in before you pull it out? Like for it to grow? Like is it 10 years? Is it something like that? Tell everybody who.
You really want to have like a 5 to 10 year goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least. Now, granted, like I said, now if you were, if I'm a day trader, and I do day trading as well as swing trading.
Flipping gals, great questions.
Yeah, then that's a totally different thing. Real quick for people that don't know what swing trading is, I'll talk about both of them real quick. A swing trader basically is someone that will buy and will use. Matter of fact, we'll use Wayfair for an example.
Mhm.
Wayfair would be for me the perfect swing trade, a swing trade, if I had been aware of it or had thought about it, or Carvana, because those aren't things that I would probably like. Do I want to hold on to for 5, 10 years? For me personally, no. I mean, for someone else, maybe they would. But had I thought about it, which I wish I had, I would put a lot of money into that. And then as soon as it got out to 180, I would have sold it immediately.
Nice.
Because for one thing, another thing about investing, don't get greedy. And I'll tell a
Mhm.
little quick funny story about that. It's kind of funny, but not too funny. Kind of funny. Day trading, you do have to have a certain amount in your account. It's around 25,000 to day trade. And yeah, you can do that because, and basically, you want to be into a technical trader when you're doing that. You want to kind of really understand the charts
Mhm.
and know the trends because stocks do go up and down all day long, and you can make money when it goes up or down. You can do it both ways. The greedy thing is that happened to me one time is when I had first started out. That's why I said sometimes you kind of do things, but you learn as you go along.
Yeah.
So I was reading an article in Time. It was a company called OPNT. That's the actual ticker symbol, but I think it's actually opioid, no, opium or something like that. But anyway, I read about this company in Time, and they were talking about how they were helping people that had opioid addiction. And I
Mhm.
was like, that just sounds interesting. It's going to be big. For some reason in my mind, I was like, this is going to be big. Let me find this company. And I do recommend doing that. Start reading a lot of information and thinking about these things.
You're going, I don't know if you're close. If Are you on your iPad or something?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, because when you move, you get low at one point and then you get high where we can really hear you
Okay.
clear.
All right.
So
So
we can hear you clear
anyway,
right there.
I do recommend doing that when you see stuff and you think about it and you're like, oh, let me see what this company's doing. That's a great recommendation. But let me finish telling you the story. So I said, company is probably going to do something. So I pulled it up. It was at $4.50 a share. So I bought a lot of shares of it because I just, for some reason, I said, this company is going to do something. And then ironically, after I had did that, the CEO of the company kept going on these business channels talking about their company, and every time he went up there, it would spike up $5 more,
Mm.
$5 more, and this kept going on. And then finally, and when I first got the stock, it was an over-the-counter stock, which basically just means it's not in a New York Stock Exchange yet, but you can still buy it. So once it hit the New York Stock Exchange, it was at that point about $15 to $19 a share. It was somewhere in there. So as soon as it hit, it first went up to $25, and the very next day it went up to $50 a share.
Mm.
And my husband was like, "You need to sell it." I was like, "No, no, I think it's gonna go up to 100. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it." No. So I didn't sell it, and the very next day it dropped back down to 25. Now
No.
I need my money because remember I bought it at $4.50 a share, so I still made money, but I lost 30,000 of capital
Mm.
gain because I was being greedy. So that's
Wow.
my story on greed. So
Stop being greedy.
yeah,
A
I
vintage
think
boy.
401ks are really important, but try to self-direct your 401k. Now I can only speak for Fidelity because I know different companies do different things, but for Fidelity, you can actually go in there and make sure that you self-direct it. And if you self-direct your 401k, you won't be charged fees. But if you keep letting them manage it, so to speak, you'll be charged fees. So let's say, for example, you have 400,000 in your 401k, you could end up paying like close to 40,000 in fees to them, depending on what they're doing. So you want to check your fees.
Wow.
And Fidelity is such a great company. If you do have your 401k with them, they'll even help you to like show how you can like self-direct it yourself. And a lot of times you can even change what your position is on certain things too. So I do recommend that. But yeah, 401ks are great.
Well, so what about like so now this person has a I don't know what happened here. What happens
Yeah,
if
and Grateful Queen, you're doing the right thing because it's gonna go back up.
nice.
Yeah. So you're definitely doing it the right way. And it's you've lost 6,000 right now, but you're definitely gonna make it back up. But
And
also
she,
too, have you checked to see what in your 401 excuse me in your 401k what you're invested in? Did you get a chance to look at that?
and she just said she just switched to Vanguard.
Okay. All right.
Yes. She just moved to
So you
Vanguard.
move everything to Vanguard for right now. Okay. All right.
Yes,
But
everyone hit the thumbs up. New England Betty Boop. Hey, Lizette, you were just in New York. That was fast. Um, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. And then, of course, my husband is, I'll tell you, he is definitely in on the game there. Posture Dude X. He's Acorn, Robinhood, Weeble, and Stash, a small amount in each. So
you're awesome.
that's the story, and we're sticking to it. Currently, I'm only at
Got
Acorn,
all of
so
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I did too. And and the other thing I can't believe I haven't talked about it, but this is important because it's like the easiest way to get started for someone that doesn't do any investing at all. I'm sure everybody has Cash App, right?
yes. I
Okay.
don't really use it that much, but I know that's how everyone's moving cash around. Pay me
Okay.
cash app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have been using Cash App for a while, and to be honest, I wasn't using it to invest with. But then I
Mhm.
have a situation. I have like a business partner that's going to be paying me a fee monthly.
Mhm.
She's going to be using Cash App. You know what? I'm just going to invest that. And so, right from your Cash App, you can go ahead and buy stocks.
Nice. See that? See what you learned, Thomas? Did you hear that?
Actually, buy stocks from Cash App.
Nice.
Second, let me.
That's why we're here. We're learning. That is why we are here.
So this is Chelsea for and Cash App is very. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to show you. Kind of hard.
Yeah, I
It's
can see that.
very,
Mhm.
by the way. So I wouldn't really use it for like a lot of information. I would stick with Yahoo Finance and other companies that you can broker with. I know Janice mentioned E Trade while ago. E Trade has very great stats you can look at, so that is a good company as far as that goes. But anyway, you can go right up here and put some money in and buy some of it. Just go ahead and buy like I'm here with Tesla. I can click that 10 and
Nice.
I can just go ahead and put some money on it.
Nice. So Cash App, everyone.
It's very easy. So that's a good way for a lot of people to get started. And probably a lot of you entrepreneurs are already getting money on Cash App. So that's a good
That's
way.
those offline transactions that we're doing. That's right. That's right.
So that's a good way to get started.
Wow.
As Mr. Tucker was on a while ago, he's right. All of those apps are good. But remember, I definitely love Stash for new people because Stash is giving away those fractional shares. And I think I got off track on Stash. There was something important I wanted to tell you guys about
Okay.
Stash. So if you can pull up Twitter, everyone, that if you're able to, and look up Stash. Hold on for a second. I got too much stuff going on, I guess. So pull up Stash. Make sure you're looking at, well, I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Well, if you're on Twitter, pull up the Stash account. Okay. We'll just pull up Stash, I mean. And what you'll notice is Stash is talking about stash parties.
Hmm.
Stash has been doing this ever since March. They have a stash party every day at 4 o'clock. So when you
Oh, it came
click,
right up. Stash party. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, and it gives you a link to click on. You click on the link. I'm going to click on it now and try to show you what it looks like if I can. So, can y'all see that? Kinda, sorta.
I can see that a little bit.
Okay. So anyway, if you click on that, so you're like people that already have a stash account, you just sign in and then you claim the fractional share of the stock they're doing for the day. And they do a different stock every day. They
Nice.
have been doing this since March. So every day at 4 o'clock, I'm raking in on those fractional shares. It usually, and it depends, they
Nice.
give more the more people that join. And because what they're trying to do is obviously they're giving it to us, the people that are already on the platform, but they actually have you to send it out to people so they can actually join. And if they join, they'll get the fractional share as
Wow.
well. So I definitely recommend doing Stash. Um, and they've been doing a lot of different companies. You'll actually see it if you look at their Twitter, all the different companies that they have been doing daily. This is Monday through Friday, okay? And I set my alarm to it. So I'm like, because 40 cents here and there, that adds up. you know,
Yes, it does.
fractional if you
Yeah.
want share, it adds up. And like I'll give you an example. I brought fractional share of Tesla. And the reason I do that is Tesla's not one of those companies that I want to put too much money in, even though it is a good company. So don't get me wrong, but it's just my personal preference because I feel like the what's his name, Elon Musk. Sometimes
Mhm.
he just a little bit much on Twitter, and the stock can go up, down. It fluctuates really heavily when he makes certain comments. But the reason why I got into Tesla is because when the crash happened, it had went down pretty low. So I said, you know what? I'll throw a couple of hundred in on it. And just on that fractional share, I've made money off of it because it went up like $600. So I made a couple of hundred just getting a fractional share on it. I can keep it or sell it or whatever. So fractional shares do add up. And this is a great way for you to get some fractional shares without even spending any money. I
Nice.
recommend you doing it. And then just a reminder again with Stash, every time you're using your card, you're gonna get a fractional share. Certain companies you get a bigger fraction. Acorn is doing a thing because we were talking about Acorn. I also have them. They also give like shares for certain things that you do. So certain companies that you spend with, they'll give you like money on that. So there's a lot of ways to get free money too to actually invest in. That's really key. What was another thing I was going to show y'all really quickly? Was dealing with cash. It was about money. It'll come to me. Anybody has a question now?
Anybody have any questions? Thomas is saying he likes the He likes to invest in things he knows and understands.
And guess what? Guess who else said that, Thomas? Do you know? A very famous person actually recommends that. Do you know who it was? Anyway, it was Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett will not invest in something if he can't understand it, which is one of the reasons why he doesn't get into crypto
Yeah,
currency.
yeah.
Even though my husband's into that, by the way. I'm just going to let y'all know that now. But y'all had to let him talk to you about that one. He heard,
Yes,
like,
Quimby said Warren Buffett. So you're nice.
I don't get it. And Warren Buffett's like, every time somebody mentions that to him, it's like, but that's one of the things that he says. He says if he understands it,
Yeah,
then
that
he's
makes
for
perfect sense. It
it.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. I totally agree. Any other questions?
He said I was talking to Warren just the other day in my head. You know what? He's so silly. Oh my gosh.
I was talking to that man.
Yes, it's look, hey, it's nothing wrong with that. Like we follow him around. That's one guy who wears like $10 sneakers and
And
jeans and
I have made investments off of what he does. I look at what Warren Buffett does because everything he does is publicly announced.
yeah.
Um, yeah, definitely. Grateful Queen. Um, let's for an example, who loves Chipotle?
Yeah.
Okay, do y'all know how much per share they are?
No, but I do like Chipotle.
Okay, let's pull them up really quick. I'm gonna pull them up on my because I tell you I was surprised. I couldn't even believe it. Can y'all see that number?
No, what is this? One.
$1,029 a share.
Wow. Wow.
And I could go ahead and tell you, they had went down. I know it was in March. Hold on, I'll tell you what they went down to. So investing in what you know definitely doesn't hurt, but still always check the company's financials. So like that book I recommended to y'all earlier, still check their financials. Sometimes just because we love something doesn't mean it's the best company. Like for example, JC Penney. I love JC Penney. I'm not going to invest in them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's just certain things because you really need to check their financials and see how they're doing. But yeah, a lot of times that is what people will invest is obviously what they know first. So I wanted to tell y'all something about Chipotle though. Let's see, since I put them on. Yeah, here it is. So they their 52-week low happened March the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
I'll answer that question in a second.
Okay.
Great Queen, I love your name by the way. So March the 18th, 2020, they were at $415 a share. And like I just told y'all right now, they're at $1,032 a share. Now I would not buy Chipotle right now, just because they're very high. They'll go back down again. So if you love them, wait until they go back down again. Put them in what we call a watch list and watch them, so you can make some money off of them. So a lot of times I will go ahead and tell you, Yahoo Finance gives a lot of great information. Even get the premium. Like I don't pay for Yahoo Finance, but there is a premium you can pay for them to give you even more information. Morningstar gives you great information. Any brokerage company that you're with, let's say if you're with Fidelity, I think some people say they were with Fidelity. Fidelity gives great information on the companies. But let's go back to Yahoo for example, because I was talking about them like early on, and like I said, I don't pay anything for them. So we were talking about look at Microsoft. We can see that Microsoft's a great company. We're looking at their 5 year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you can see that from there how their 5 year they went
Yeah.
straight up. They're
Yeah.
doing great. And then look at what they're doing revenue wise.
Wow. Yeah.
And you can get other information too. You can get more detailed information. Just kind of looking at what they're doing. It's a great company. I mean, we know, but just kind of like do a deep dive to make sure they're the leaders sound because that's important, especially if you're thinking long term. So um, I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell y'all in regards to getting. Oh, I'm glad I remember because this is so important. All right, so Bump, and it's BUMPED. Okay. I'll send a link to Leslie,
Mm-hmm.
but it's actually a brokerage account, but you have to get on a wait list. And all
Mm-hmm.
Bump does is whatever you spend, they'll give you a fractional share of. So I joined Bump probably about, I think, 4 months ago. And what I did is I found out about it on this Stocks and Stilettos. Someone was talking about it. So I on a link and it said you're on a waiting list. It said if you forward it, you can get pushed up on a waiting list. So I forwarded it to my husband. And in about 2 weeks, they sent me an email saying you can get on Bump. So I got on Bump. My husband did the same thing. It took him 2 months before he could get on it. I mean, but Bump is phenomenal because you don't put any money in on it. You're just getting money back, or what I would say, stocks back
Mm-hmm.
for what you're spending. Like they have loyalties. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Mm-hmm.
You would select loyalties, like for example, coffee. You go to Starbucks, goes back to what the Grateful Queen was
Grateful
asking
for me. Mm-hmm.
earlier. You pick the gas station that you go to all the time.
Nice.
At the time, I picked AMC. I'm going to end up changing that because I don't know what AMC's future is, but at the time, it was good. You could pick your family dining that you go to, like if you love Olive Garden, that could be one of your loyalties. If you fast foods, if you pick McDonald's, I'm just using that as an example. If you pick
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's, Chipotle, Jamba Juice, they have selections for your area of where you can go. So
Nice.
you pick all your loyalties, and then as you spend, they're going to give you fractional shares, and it's actually a brokerage account.
Right.
You actually have a portfolio, and I've only been on it for less than a year. I'll go ahead and show it to y'all. It went down because of the crash, but here it is. That's my
Mm.
portfolio, and I didn't
I can
put
see it.
much
54,
in that.
57. Mhm.
Just me spending. And I'm just gonna let it sit there. I'm not gonna sell it.
Nice.
I'm gonna let it grow and it's gonna capture every time I spend at those places that I have as loyalty. And you can change your loyalties if you
Yeah.
need to. If you may want to. So that's
Um,
bomb to send that to Leslie. Okay.
so Quimby, Posh is not public yet.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They talked about it.
Yeah.
And then I think they changed. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things, red tape that you have to do to
Yeah.
become so and you know, they're
So
not
this is
yet.
Thomas's question. How has your investments changed since COVID?
Well, it tanked at first. So like a lot of them down the line, but I wasn't stressed about it because I wasn't surprised. So it tanked, and I just was like, well, let me start investing more. All the companies that I was interested in, let me go ahead and put money in this. And next thing I know, it's back up. So I'm better off now than what I was.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing is once you get into investing, just be consistent. Don't quit, and definitely know what your goals are. But and the other thing I want to mention too is I know we're winding down. If you're starting out and you're new, be conservative with your investing. Be conservative with it. And they said they invest in shop. Yes, yes. When did you get in on that? Because that jumped too.
When did you get
Uh,
in flipping gals? When did you get in on that? And then they wrote
that jumped.
this. Shopify is trying to be the next Amazon.
It really
Yes.
is.
Yes. So ladies, when did you get into in Shopify? I'm going to have to do because that's a platform I'm using. So it makes perfect sense. I'm learning so much today. So for the person who wants to start today, what is the first app that you think would be the easiest way? Would you suggest Stash being the app for them to use? Thomas and I, like he was saying, I use Acorn. What would be something simplistic for them to start with that won't go over their heads?
Dash is a good way to go. It's very simple. But even simpler to get you started right away is Cash App.
Okay. Yeah.
Because most people use it.
Yeah.
And even if someone hasn't sent you a payment, you can still go ahead and buy stocks from it because it'll just take from the account that you have tied to Cash App.
Yeah. So basically resellers, the majority of people here are resellers. What Terry was saying is you can just invest from the app, but this is the perfect opportunity if you're making offline sales for like that Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, sales on Instagram. This is the perfect time. And then the Flipping Gals have some really great questions tonight.
Yes. And I do options, and options, you want to know what you're doing. You want to have more technical knowledge. So if you want to get into options, it's a lot of risk involved. Of course, with risk is great reward.
Yeah.
Tasty Trade had some really good YouTube information about options. I do recommend listening to that. You can also get signed up with options courses, and I recommend doing it because it does help. Some of your local colleges, universities have courses. Of course, you can do online courses, but I do recommend knowing what you're doing. I'll be honest with you, I kind of just went in there and did it, but I don't recommend always doing that. But I did do that, and because once Robinhood offered options, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and do it because it's really easy to do options on Robinhood. But I will tell you, you can lose money if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
And so I highly recommend you do need to know what you're doing on that for people that are totally new to investing.
Nice. Yeah. So what you can do is you can either send me like an email or because whatever you send me, I'm just going to copy it. So whatever order, like with the different links or apps, I'll just copy it and stick it right in to the YouTube comment when this comes out in the morning. So that because I've learned a lot. Anyone else has any other questions? I'm on Bumped Up. New England Betty Boop said she's on Bump's waiting list.
Good.
And the Grateful Queen says I'm listening to good old Tony Robbins, and he was saying buy now when it's cheaper and pay. People are afraid. It's time. It's a time of opportunity.
And being that you brought up Tony Robbins, he has one of the best investment books out there. Now it's huge, but it's game.
We have plenty of time to read. So many people here have plenty of time to read. So yes, do that. Okay, here's Thomas, which is a really valid question, and that you could have, how about if we do like, oh my God, and he doesn't mean, when you go outside and pull pull some dandelions. He's talking about some medicinal stuff, I guess. My husband is a 60. He grew up in the 60s. Okay, so his sons live in Colorado, so. So he's just probably trying to help them to invest. He's probably just trying to find out what they can invest in. That's all.
There's nothing wrong with that. The weed stock right now, me personally, I would hold off on it. But I will go ahead and tell you, I was heavily involved at one time, and I made some money off of it. I did it when some of them were over the counter before the New York Stock Exchange, and before Canada was actually legalized.
Nice.
But once Canada became legalized, there was a lot of things that came up they didn't realize. And then two, even though it's legal, they are still competing with the black market. I guess that's the right word for it. Yeah. So there's a lot going on with that. A lot of legislation. Me personally, I would say kind of a new investor, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you're very knowledgeable, though, you can really make some money off the options.
How knowledgeable are you, Thomas?
Yeah. Definitely going downs and going up because
Okay.
they fluctuate bad. They go up one moment and then they're back down. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've done a lot of that too. But yeah, I think for new investors that you're trying to be conservative, I wouldn't recommend wheat stocks. No, me personally.
Nice. Well, it's been a lot of information, Terry. Does anyone have any questions? I see every it said okay, dude, here we go. So look, the flipping gals, look, they're like, look, they probably have a book knowing them, they're writing stuff down.
Yeah, I do. I do option
Yeah.
trading. I'm in
So
some
many
option.
great
Right.
questions.
Yeah, I'm already. I did some option trading on oil, and I have the contracts out kind of far, and I may reevaluate that. I may push some more contracts out further, just because oil is really low right now,
Mm,
and I'm thinking eventually go up. So that's what I did options on. And there's some stocks that I got that I'm going to be like waiting a while before they go up. Like I got cruise stocks. I did that when the crash happened. Even though I'm making money, I got Norwegian, for example.
yeah.
So I'm making a little money in
Mm,
Norwegian, but
mm,
it's not much, and so I'm just gonna let it sit there. Yeah,
nice.
I think it's gonna be probably at least 2 3 years for Norwegian goes back up to where it used to be.
Nice.
Um, there's quite a few stocks that I did that I'm just gonna wait. So it's a way to gain too. Patience is really important when you're investing as well. Patience.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Janice, you are too much. Because we were talking about weeds. So she's like, dandelions have many uses.
That's right. Well,
Well, thank
we
you so much, Janice. So here's
hemp,
Thomas.
hemp
Here's
is
Thomas.
for
I told you I knew he would be. Look, Thomas, are you typing and driving? I heard him leave the house.
yeah, but alternative energy stocks are actually good. I think. I mean, when you think about it, Tesla's kind of like that, right? Because they're doing
Mm,
electric cars,
definitely, definitely.
and
Yeah.
they're doing really well. So yeah, I agree with that. I think
Let's see, that's like the future. Anything
yeah,
future based, I definitely say
yeah.
awesome. So
Elon Musk stay off of Twitter. I could take that phone. He's about as bad as Trump. If I
yeah.
could take the phone away from tweeting, we might be all right with them. But
Yeah, definitely. So, friends, I want to thank you for joining us. Everyone that asked all these so many great questions. Once the video is out tomorrow, I will put all the information in the comments, and you can definitely contact Terry at Evolving Always on Instagram, and that's your Poshmark closet as well, right? So
right.
just in case people came in late, she is a reseller. So that's I love connecting with people who do other things aside from reselling. We all have, different things that we do in life, and this is perfect to get information out so that we're not just talking about what we're selling, but to get some information out so that we can grow and we can grow personally. This is perfect. We have to prepare for our future. Our girls are leaving. Thomas and I are on whatever we can do to make some money so that we can secure our future. And I suggest you do the same thing. But I thank everyone for coming on. Terry, I thank you. You have any last words to share with everyone?
Thank you. Well, everyone, I just hope y'all do something. I think I want to do a giveaway because so I'm gonna come up with one. Me and Leslie will come up with something together. Do like
Nice.
it's not gonna be a huge giveaway, guys, but like a little something to make sure y'all do a little bit of investing, especially if
Nice.
I've never invested.
Yeah, well, the people love giveaways. For some reason, Lizette is always winning. I don't know. It's like a fixed game there. New England Betty Boop. But Terry, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. Everyone, thank you so much. Don't forget to help someone today. Reach down and help someone. Bring us next to you, not in front, not behind. And just reach out to the community. I love you guys so much. You humble me by spending time with me. Take care and have a great
Thank
night,
you.
friends.
Thank you. Bye bye.